What's better than a feminist selfie? Feminist selfie with ice cream.
This is the topic. This is the topic for today. It's Feminist Selfie Day. Today we're talking about feminist selfies. What is a feminist selfie? What makes a selfie feminist? Is such a thing possible? The hashtag feminist selfie or 365 feminist selfie, as I think it started, was in response to a piece written a while ago now, saying that selfies are a cry for help. Now, on the one hand, obviously that's a sweeping generalization and designed perhaps to incite a bit of a reaction. Perfect. So what happened since then is if you go on Twitter, Instagram, possibly Facebook, and you search the hashtag feminist selfie, you'll get loads and loads of what we call feminist selfies. So today we're looking at what is a feminist selfie, and can I feminist selfie? Am I able to feminist selfie? There's no like major crazy like science to it or ideology to it really. Like any, there's no complex ideology. A feminist selfie really is just selfieing while you identify as feminist, and perhaps also recognizing the importance and the opportunity for women to use the selfie to represent themselves.
For me, a feminist selfie is just having that level of acceptance that this is what I look like, and I'm going to represent myself as I am. I'm not gonna massively doctor it. So feminist selfies are, I guess, about also representing the lives of normal women, doing normal woman things like working at the computer, like enjoying a refreshing cup of coffee, like sitting on the toilet. Or it can just be about close-ups pulling funny faces, or just talking to yourself, thinking about the world, how you could make it better, how there's no hope for humanity. About to hop on my bike. And that could be feminist. Just chilling with Peppa Pig. Just contemplating life. Just feeling a bit. They could be makeup free, like this one. Or like this one. Or like this one. They could be about representing the lives of ordinary women who have perhaps historically and traditionally been left out of history. So in a sense, by selfieing, you are creating your own little space in history. You're leaving a digital footprint of your own life. At the risk of sounding banal, you're showing the world who you are according to your own rules. Feminism doesn't have to be about women running the show all the time, or a great fight for recognition. It can just be, look, this is the way we live, this is who we are now, and this is who I am now. It's hard to talk about selfies almost from an intellectual point of view, because really I have no idea about selfies, or what makes certain selfies feminist, what makes a feminist selfie, what makes a selfie feminist. I take my selfies because I just want to represent myself as who I am. For so long women have been represented by a male-dominated media, and I don't say that to be dramatic, I say that because it appears to be true. I take a selfie and I accept the way I look. The selfie's interesting because I'm able to use it to show that I've come to terms with body acceptance. You take the full truth and you pour some out. I take selfies because otherwise I would literally never be in any pictures. I take a selfie that doesn't maybe conform to the sort of contemporarily traditional, if that's even possible, notion of what a selfie should be. Like, I'm not some art history expert. What makes a feminist selfie? Do you selfie while you're feministing? Do you feminist while you're selfieing? Wait, shouldn't it be a filthy? A felfie. Oh, I'm just felfieing. Mommy, what are you doing? Felfieing? A feminist selfie. Dude, it's a felfie. And I guess feminist selfies can serve to kind of change that the conversation in popular culture, and actually serve to highlight the fact that women can represent themselves and can do so out with the confines of that kind of very rigid patriarchal capitalist. I mean, let's face it, women have traditionally been represented by men, throughout art, like art history. Like, I'm not an expert by any means on art history, but throughout the ages, women have been represented mostly by men, and that hasn't changed with the rise of global media. Perhaps the rise of social media and women's newfound space to represent themselves is a move towards greater cultural change. The problem is that the selfie itself doesn't have a lot of cultural capital. It's hard to talk about selfies without mentioning Kim Kardashian. However, for all the potential furthering of the patriarchal capitalist agenda that Kim Kardashian is part of, she did release a book called Selfish with her selfies in it. And perhaps, yeah, okay, that's Kim Kardashian releasing a book. I mean, it's not like a massive big deal. But perhaps more documentary style selfies, if you like, give the selfie itself a greater weight of cultural capital. A bit like blogging's had more cultural capital at the moment. I mean, more people blog, but yeah, the quality of blogs is definitely, I think, definitely going up. Maybe I'm just imagining that. I've read some really good blogs recently. There's also this thing about victim blaming and revenge porn. There was an article a few days ago about, when will women learn? I think it was like something called Sunrise TV in Australia. Like, they said, when will women learn not to take nude photos of themselves? And I mean, basically that attitude is hugely problematic because, of course, women have no less of a right to represent themselves as men do, and they shouldn't have to do so with always the threat that will somehow be used against them, that their assertiveness to document their lives, whether that's their sex lives, their boring like work lives, or their really exciting lives, like they shouldn't have to do that with the threat that maybe one day that will come back to haunt them. You can include your cat in your selfie. Hey, cat. Like, that doesn't, it doesn't even make sense that there would be victim blaming in that. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get how only under a patriarchal hegemony would that make sense. That's like literally the only way that would make sense. So the selfie is also art, but it can also be political as well. The feminist selfie idea is pretty political and pretty artistic. I didn't really answer any of the question, I don't think. So I'd really like to know what you think about feminist selfies, if you take feminist selfies, if you think it's impossible for selfies to be feminist and they really are just a cry for help. If you like ice cream and you'd like to comment what kind of ice cream you like. Please do so in the comments below.